Hello everyone and welcome to the lecture on Azure Resource Manager. So this lecture will contain all these topics. What is Azure Resource Manager? Classic to ARM deployment evolution, ARM scope hierarchy, resource groups, resources, bicep to ARM, tagging, Azure resource logs, RBAC integration, how ARM integrates with other Azure services, when to choose ARM, what if operations, deployment stacks, and exam day gotchas. First topic, what is Azure Resource Manager? Azure Resource Manager is the deployment and management service for Azure. It acts as the single front door for all operations and covers every Azure operation. The request flow works like this: Azure Portal, Azure CLI, PowerShell, REST APIs, and SDKs all flow through management.azure.com. Every request is authenticated via Microsoft Entra ID, authorized through RBAC, evaluated against Azure policy, and then routed to correct Azure service. Second topic, classic to ARM deployment evolution. Think of ARM as a security lobby in a building. No matter which entrance you use, everyone passes through the same single checkpoint. Identity is verified, permissions are confirmed, rules are enforced, and only then does the request reach its destination. The classic deployment model had three major limitations: no unified resource grouping, no consistent access control, and no declarative infrastructure deployment. Azure Resource Manager solved all of these problems by introducing resource groups, declarative templates, native RBAC integration, tagging, and resource locking. Together, these features provide one consistent management layer for the entire Azure platform. Third topic, Azure Resource Manager scope hierarchy. Azure Resource Manager organizes Azure into four nested levels of scope: management groups, subscriptions, resource groups, and resources. These go from broadest to narrowest. Settings inherit downward in Azure Resource Manager. A policy assigned at the management group level cascades to all subscriptions, then to all resource groups, and then to all resources beneath it. Fourth topic, resource groups. Management groups sit above subscriptions and provide enterprise scale governance. They support up to 6 levels of depth. The root group cannot be moved or deleted. All subscriptions fold into the root, and only a Microsoft Entra global admin can elevate root access. Subscriptions serve as both a billing boundary and a policy boundary. Each subscription belongs to exactly one management group, and it is the primary scale unit for resource consumption. Resource groups are logical containers for resources that share the same life cycle, meaning they are deployed, updated, and deleted together. Each resource belongs to exactly one group. The resource group region determines metadata storage, which has compliance implications. Resources inside can span multiple regions. Tags do not inherit to child resources. So use Azure policy for tag propagation. Deleting resource group deletes all resources with no partial deletion and no undo. Fifth topic, resources. Resources are individual service instances in Azure. Examples include a virtual machine, a storage account, and a database. Every resource has a type defined by its resource provider. The format is provider/type. For example, Microsoft.compute/virtual machines for VMs and Microsoft.storage/storage accounts for storage. A subscription must be registered with the relevant resource provider before you can create that resource type. This registration is required before creating any resource. The Azure portal and Azure Resource Manager templates handle resource provider registration automatically. For manual registration, you need the /register/action permission, which is included in the contributor and owner roles. Sixth topic, Bicep to ARM. Declarative templates lets you define your desired end state rather than writing sequential scripting steps. This is the infrastructure as code approach. ARM templates uses JSON as the native format. Bicep is a domain-specific language that compiles to Azure Resource Manager JSON with cleaner and more concise syntax. Both ARM templates and Bicep are idempotent. You can deploy the same template repeatedly and it will produce the same resource state every time with no side effects. Azure Resource Manager validates every template before execution begins with pre-execution validation. It then deploys resources in parallel when dependencies allow and uses dependency-aware ordering to ensure correct deployment sequence. Seventh topic, tagging. Tagging attaches key value metadata to resources, resource groups, and subscriptions. It is used for cost tracking, automation, and organization. Each tag name can carry only one value. If you set a new value, it overwrites the old one. There is no multi-value support for a single tag name. The tag contributor role lets a principal tag any resource even without other access to that resource. It provides tagging only permissions. Eighth topic, Azure Resource Locks. Resource locks protect against accidental changes regardless of role-based access control permissions. Even the owner role cannot bypass a lock. The cannot delete lock allows reads and allows modifications but blocks deletion of the resource. The read-only lock restricts everyone to reader equivalent access on the control plane. Both modifications and deletions are blocked. Locks inherit downward through the scope hierarchy. When multiple locks exist, the most restrictive lock wins. Locks apply only to control plane operations that go through Azure Resource Manager. Data plane operations are completely unaffected, so reading blob data or querying a database still works even with a lock in place. Ninth topic, role-based access control integration. RBAC is built directly into Azure Resource Manager itself. It provides native platform-level enforcement for every request. Role assignments follow the same 4-level scope hierarchy: management group, subscription, resource group, and resource. Permissions in RBAC are additive. The effective access for a principal equals the union of all role assignments across all scopes. ARM enforces RBAC on every single request. The check happens before forwarding the request to the resource provider. 10th topic, how ARM integrates with other Azure service. Azure Policy evaluates every ARM operation against JSON-defined business rules. Policies can be assigned at any ARM scope, inherit downward, and produce effects like audit, deny, and deploy if not exist for auto-remediation. Azure Blueprints is actually deprecated in July 2026. It used to orchestrate ARM templates, policy assignments, and role assignments as a single version package. Microsoft now recommends replacing it with template specs combined with deployment stacks. Azure Monitor records every control plane operation in the activity log, tracking who did what and with and when with the outcome. Microsoft Defender for Resource Manager adds threat detection over these management signals. Microsoft Entra ID authenticates every ARM request. It supports managed identities for credential-free access, conditional access policies, and privileged identity management for just-in-time access. It is the identity backbone for all Azure management. Azure Arc projects non-Azure resources into ARM as first-class resources. This includes on-premises servers, Kubernetes clusters, and SQL instances. It enables RBAC, tags, policy, and monitor to work uniformly across hybrid environments. Cost management plus billing leverages resource groups and tags for cost allocation. You can filter spending, set budgets with spend alerts, and track cost across all ARM managed resources. 11th topic: when to choose ARM. Choose Bicep for Azure only environments. It is the simplest declarative authoring experience and Microsoft recommended. It compiles to ARM JSON, supports day 0 API versions, requires no state file, integrates with Azure policy pre-flight validation, and it is the exam default for declarative Azure infrastructure as code. Choose ARM templates in JSON only when Bicep is unavailable. This includes legacy CI/CD pipelines, existing JSON template libraries, or organizational constraints. Bicep has full feature parity with ARM JSON, so there is no capability ARM JSON has that Bicep lacks. Choose Terraform when the scenario describes multi-cloud or hybrid cloud infrastructure. It provides a single tool for Azure, AWS, and GCP using HCL language, which is HashiCorp configuration language. The state file must be secured. It may lag behind new Azure features because the community maintained provider needs updating. The exam signal for choosing Terraform is always multi-cloud consistency. Choose Azure CLI or PowerShell for imperative one-off tasks like quick prototyping, ad hoc queries, and operational scripts. These tools are not declarative, not inherently idempotent, and not suited for large-scale repeatable infrastructure definitions. 12th topic is what if operations. What if operations let you preview the effect of a deployment without actually executing it. This is used for impact analysis before making changes. ARM supports 7 change types in a what if operations. These are create, delete, ignore, no change, no effect, modify, and deploy. Always run what if before complete mode deployments. This helps you avoid accidental resource deletion and provides resource protection. What if integrates into CI/CD pipelines as a safety gate. It provides automated validation before deployments proceed. 13th topic is deployment stacks. Deployment stacks are ARM native resources that manage a collection of resources as a single unit with lifecycle control. When a resource is removed from the template, the stack can auto-delete or detach it. This solves the orphaned resource problem that incremental mode cannot address. Stacks support deny settings. Deny delete blocks deletion of managed resources, and deny write and delete blocks both modifications and deletion. These prevent out-of-band modifications and function like deployment level locks. Microsoft is positioning deployment stacks as the successor to complete mode. Combined with template specs, these serve as the replacement for Azure blueprints. And 14th and the last topic is exam day gotchas. So first one, logs beat permissions. A read-only lock blocks everyone, including the owner role, from modifying a resource on the control plane. It has no data plane effect. If a question asks whether an owner can delete a logged resource, the answer is always no. Second, tags never inherit. Applying a tag to a resource group does not tag its resources. This is one of the most tested misconceptions on Azure exams. The fix is to use Azure policy with inherit a tag effect. But that is policy doing the work, not ARM default behavior. Third, deleting a resource group is total. Every resource inside is destroyed. A cannot delete lock on a single resource in the group also blocks the entire group deletion because Azure cannot partially delete a resource group. Fourth, bicep is the default infrastructure as code answer on exams. So when a scenario describes declarative and repeatable Azure only deployments, choose bicep. It compiles to ARM JSON. It is not a separate engine and it is just a better authoring surface. Fifth one, management plane is not data plane. RBAC contributor on a storage account lets you configure it but gives zero blob data access. Storage blob data reader can read blobs but cannot touch the account configuration. This split is tested relentlessly on exams. And that's all. Thanks for watching.